Joining us, all fellow industry agents, to the second edition of Business by Design, where we come together as industry agents across the country to create success with intention. And our first session, well, there was a lot of learning opportunities that came from it, most certainly. But I just want to take a quick moment to thank everybody that reached out to me by DM, email, from all sorts of networks, brands, office environments, to thank them for the feedback that we received off the last fortnightly session. And just a friendly reminder, the intent of these sessions is exactly that. It doesn't matter where you come from, what office, network, or brand you represent. The most powerful tool in our industry, Tony, as we said last fortnight, is collaboration. Yet collaboration often only exists within maybe the four walls of the office environment that you come from, or within the brand that your flag that you fly. So the whole intent of this is to create success together by design, so that we can all come together as industry agents across the country, irrespective of office, networks, or brands. And what we're really looking to achieve is we want to share and collaborate to help every industry agent find success within this industry. You'd agree, Tony?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've been in real estate a long time, and we know we're all at different banners, and we look across the road at our competitor disgruntled, and but we wonder, what training are they doing? They're doing so well, and what are they doing? And we go to this seminar and that conference, and this is designed to be open to everyone and anyone. And there's people on this training today that are from every banner, and we really, really welcome that. And we just want to have and makes it help with success for everyone in all of our sales agents in Australia, to get as much as they can to be successful. And there's enough to go around for everybody. We certainly know that. It's just making your world how you'd like it to be. And if we can impart some information that helps you get to the next stage or build your business, no matter how long you've been in it, that's what we're here to do.
So on that note, Tony, a little bit of quick background. I've been in the industry 16 years, folks, and whilst I don't sell 150 plus homes every year, I've been selling consistently for the last decade, somewhere between 55 and 65 homes pretty consistently. There's a lot of stuff I've got right, and there's a lot of stuff, as we know, in this journey of real estate that we get wrong, and we learn from our mistakes. So really the purpose of these sessions is to share openly what's working in the now market, okay? So today is exactly that topic. We're going to be diving in and talking about dominating your core areas with digital postcode publications and BDA, farm area, core area reports, whatever you want to call it. Something I'm very passionate about. Many of you on this call might be running your own BDA, farm, or core area. If you only look at many of the highly successful agents across the countries, one of their top three success stories is generally dominating, claiming mass market share in a certain area or patch. So today I want to share with you something that I've been doing for the last decade that's helped me in my core area pretty much sell 1 to 2 homes every month. It generates me 6 figures in GCI income each and every year. And again, it's just another pillar, as we know, that we add to our business. So what we're going to do today is share with you a little bit of a new publication that I've launched, trial tested myself. And that's the beauty about these sessions, Tony, is we pride ourselves on walking the walk as such, because a lot of the stuff we're going to be sharing, whether it be tech, whether it be solutions with prospecting, marketing, branding initiatives, whatever it might be, we're actually doing it, right, folks? I'm not a coach. I'm not a real estate trainer who just does coaching and training. I'm actually in the trenches with our fellow collaborative agents, doing the work with them and sharing a lot of this intel and good stuff with them, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's same for me. And I've been doing it 27 years in outer eastern Melbourne and Yarra Valley, and still doing it. And as Chris said, I'm not a coach, not a trainer. Just here to, impart. We have a large organisation where we find a lot of new ideas and things that are available to us, and we sometimes get some tech and some knowledge and things that are before the market gets it, and we just like to share those things. But as Chris said about core areas, I don't think I ever had a structured core area, but you had your patch. You're in an office somewhere, or you're in a suburb where your house is, if you're working from home, and you generally are trying to find the people that are within a certain distance from your place of business or your home. So that ends up being your core area, even if it's not strictly identified by a postcode or a map or anything like that. But that's what this session's about, is trying to how to dominate that section of your market, that geographic area.
Yeah, cool. So today we're going to share a little bit about that, but I'm just going to make a special announcement now, nice and early. We're about to wrap up 2024. Can you believe it? Nearly another year is behind us. We're already talking about the spring selling season. We're fully into it. Christmas is knocking on the doorstep, and so is the new year. In November, on this session, Business by Design, we're actually going to be running a full business planning workshop for all agents in readiness for 2025 to have your best year yet. So maybe if business planning is your weakness, it is a little bit mine, Tony. So I'm hoping I don't have to host that session, mate. I kind of focus what's in front of me today, and planning is a weakness. But next month, we're going to be hosting that business planning session. Mate, I know operationally you're stronger in that space than what I am. So anyone on this call watching it live or the replay, if you need help with your business planning into 2025, the session next month, November, we'll send you all the communication in relation to that event. But I'm looking forward to it. Tony, you're stronger in business planning, yeah?
Yeah, well, look, we certainly twice a year do quite extensive business planning for ourselves. I think a lot of you that are watching and listening to this will probably be doing that within your offices. If you're working solo, that's where the gap might be for you. If you're working in an office with a director or a sales manager, perhaps you're doing that. But nothing better, or certainly nothing lost in doing it again with someone else outside of your business. I'm not looking at your numbers. I don't care how many appraisals you've done, how many sales you've done. I'm just going to give you the structure of how to build that, rather than being the boss who's saying to you, and I used to have it said to me, how many sales are you going to do this year? So there won't be any answering of that question, but we'll just give you the tools that in order to bring that plan together and then structure it out over a year.
Perfect, mate. Looking forward to you leading that session. I'm sure I'll pick a lot of gems and gold nuggets from yourself out of that business planning coming in November in readiness for 2025. All right, without further ado, today's session, folks, I'm going to be sharing my screen now. I'm traveling, so I'm not accustomed to this one screen stuff, so I'm going to be jumping around a little bit. I'm used to multiple monitors whilst I travel. But before we jump into BDA core farm areas, marketing, collateral, prospecting initiatives, I'm not going to talk about how to set up a BDA area, but just something I want to share with everybody on the call that I did in my very early stages in creating my core area, my patch that I'm pretty synonymous in, to the point that my wife doesn't like going down to the local Woolies in that area with me because I get 34 different questions from people in the shops, right? Well, that's what you want. You want to become a celebrity in your area. But what I see quite often, Tony, is when people take on a core area, they go too far and wide. Okay, so when I say far and wide, a lot of agents will say, "I want this territory because it's got 5,000 homes." The key in success to a BDA area, and this will be a future session, is repetition and consistency. Okay, now when you've got 5,000, 10,000 homes to be marketed in those letterboxes every month, to be seen on socials every month, it can get quite costly. So a good number that I've always worked to is around 1,500 homes to 2,000 at most, no more. The second thing that I did is obviously look for an area that's got turnover, right? If there's only 6 sales in a suburb per annum, well, you're not going to generate a lot of GCI out of those 6 sales if it's divvied up between 3 agents in that core area. So my area, I'm very fortunate. There's about 100 to 110 sales consistently each and every year. So turnover is important. The third thing that I looked for is a dominant agent in terms of how much market share did an agent or a particular agent have that stood out in that area. Now, in my area, there wasn't an agent at the time that had any market share greater than 10%, right? So that was a huge opportunity. But look, rule of thumb is if you find an area, suburb, a core patch, if there's an agent with less than 20% market share in there, it's got transactions and turnover consistently of 50 plus sales per annum, and you know that it's 1,500 to 2,000 homes. That is a golden core area right there, right, folks? Most areas, if you look generally, most suburbs, there might be an agent who has 2 or 3 sales annually there at best, in my experience. The fourth tip I'm going to give you is I'm going to share with you today, some marketing collateral that I've been dropping in the letterboxes of my core area for the last 10 years, consistently, religiously, each and every month, right? It's a community report. Now, what we're going to share with you today is we want to emphasize that it's about giving value and information with no expectations in return, right? So that's why the way I've set up my BDA farm area prospecting initiatives is just give to brand and expose with no expectations in return. Now, to letterbox drop in my core area per annum is comfortably around $20,000. But the fourth thing that I did that had huge success is letterbox droppers are hard to come by. And often we look to outsource and pay out externally to whatever letterbox drop companies are out there. The greatest success I found with letterbox droppers in my area was actually employing local kids that their parents lived within my community. Okay. And I've been doing that for the last 10 years. These are generally kids who are between sort of 11, 12 years of age up to about 16, 17 before they can actually gain some form of employment. They're generally in primary school going into high school. They'd like a few extra bucks, right, as pocket money per month. So what I've done in my area, I've got 1,686 home, which is home owners in my patch. And then there's another 235 that are investor properties. Essentially what I've done is obviously the investors, I post out the collateral to them and email it. Well, generally email it more so than post these days. But of the owner occupants, they get a community report each and every month, which I'll share with you today. But the local families and their kids are dropping it out for me. One, it's helping the kids generate some income. So for me, the numbers are I pay them $200 a month to drop out those 1,600 plus reports each and every month. The second thing that I do is I remunerate and reward them too. So for every listing that I get in my core area, which is Burton in South Australia, 5110, every listing, whether it came from the letterbox drop or not, or it was an REA lead, or it was just a social media lead, whatever it is, if I get a listing in that suburb, I'll give them a $20 bonus each and every month. Why? It's skin in the game. It's invested interest, right? They get excited. And when I pay them the $240 like I did last month, that little $40 bonus to a kid who's 15, whose mum and dad owns a home in your core area and patch, it lights up their world, Tony. And the other thing is by engaging, employing local kids in your community, guess what? Guess who becomes your biggest raving fans? Their parents, because you're helping their kids. And a lot of my children that letterbox drop for me, their kids actually get out there and it's now a fun family activity, right? They're going out there, they're walking when the sun's out and shining, and they're enjoying the experience and they're being part of it with their kids. So if any of you want some social media advertisements that I've used in the past to engage my local community when I've had kids move on because they get to that age 17. See you later, Chris. It's been great, but that $200 a month, I've got an apprenticeship. I'm moving on to a full-time role. You do lose them, so you do need to continually rehire and attract. But I've got some cool advertisements. If you like any of the information we're about to share with you today, please just email me directly at chris.jansen@expaustralia.com.au. At the conclusion of this recording, Ken, our marketing genius, will send out all the relevant information as well. All right, without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and bring up the first publication. All right, so here you're going to see it's a glossy digital magazine that is created. It's a monthly edition that is created by the Agents Library for me. So again, folks, I'm just going to share with you, Agents Library is who I've engaged for this particular promotion. We'll again send out some information regarding the Agents Library, but this is who I've used myself to create a 12-month campaign in advance for an edition to be released each and every month for me. Okay, so it's $399 for the year with a once-off $99 setup fee. And then once it's all set up, again, we'll send this out as part of the follow-on from today's session. This is what it looks like. So you get your own unique URL, which can be QR code. You can share this across your social media. You can see here on my website, I've actually got it embedded on my website. So mine's called the Property Pulse. You can see here, we've got the September edition. I launched this publication in September, and you can link it back into your website. So you can see the publication there from my website. What's really great about this, and I've had some really receptive feedback from my consumers, whether it be through email, SMS, social, or QR campaigns, is, you know, it's very much centralized about you, right? So if you want to be the brand, more so than the brand be the brand, this is great. This is a great initiative because it's helping promote you, your name, your face in your postcode community or core areas. So we have a little bit of a welcome note there from yourself. You can obviously scan the QR codes to find what the property value is of your home right now. You can link it all to your digital and social content platforms accordingly. Obviously, it's got your nice contact information always. A little bit about who I am. You can put in here who your team is supporting you. So whether you've got back-end support from finance, accounting like we do, transactional management, trust accounting, maybe you're just running an EBU. You've got an administrator, a buyer's agent, a PA, a sales associate, whatever it might be. You can promote your team in here as well. You can then have a feature article each and every month of some listings that you've got and those properties. This is really cool. These properties that I shared it with my clients, they felt really special because it was like, we're all on advertising on the portals, right, Tony? And we're all pushing stuff out to socials, but the clients that got this publication felt pretty special because it was like a glossy magazine that was almost dedicated to their home. Now, I don't sell in a high-end market, mate, right? This is like, we're talking an entry to mid-range market. So my clients felt this was pretty special that they had their own special glossy page dedicated to their home.
Well, I'm just looking at the prices. That was high-end not long ago, but
yeah,
anywhere in Australia, it's not anymore. It's entry level. And but so this is an incredible. So for those that are watching and just say, look, what's going on here? So this is a full digital magazine. For $400 a year, 12 issues, and we'll talk to you about where to get it and that later. But, I used to take out a page in the local paper, and we were in a semi-regional area, local paper, page in the paper, $200. One page, 1 week, gone.
Yep.
And that was a cheap paper. It was only a small distribution. So this is, and being able to have the amount of content, and as Chris goes through it in a minute, the amount of value in here given to your clients, and whether they're given it via think of all the ways that we can share links these days, and Chris is going to show you Blink again in a minute, which we did last fortnight. But everyone's everyone's available digitally now, and we want to, this sort of publication just ups the ante and puts you ahead of the rest when you're making your digital communication. So it's, whilst we still may do a DL and a letterbox, the DL is going to have a QR code to this magazine. You still might do an ad in the paper or in the local real estate mags and different things that you might have in your areas. But just the link to this by QR, especially quick, the link to this is just offering so much more value than your competitor may be offering in your area when they're out there trying to, maybe publish a blog or a website or a Facebook page. This is just taking it to the immense next level.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point, mate. And there's two components I'm going to show you today. We're looking at the digital stuff that I run in my core area, and then I'm going to show you just the community report that gets letterbox dropped every month. As we know, not everybody's at the point that they can afford 20 grand a year, perhaps per annum in their BDA, because you might be starting out in your first, second year. Well, if cost is something you're conscious of because you're starting out, this for $400 for the year to have 12 months of your prospecting initiative in your local community, you're going to see
Could I just give a quick waiver? All right, this is not our publication. It's not, Chris and I haven't invented it. We've got it from a supplier. We're not making any money out of it. There's no kickback, no nothing. It's just something we're using that, and lots of our team are using, that we want to share because we know the significance and the impact of it. So nothing in it for us, just all about what's in it for you at a cost that is very, very affordable for every agent.
Yeah, 100%. And to have for $400, your 12 months prospecting initiative taken care of in your BDA, super cool. I'm going to share with you in a moment how you can link it back to your letterbox drops, how I'm using it as little pull-up banner displays as a QR code in my open inspections as well. The session, those that attended it or watched the replay last week, Nigel, you prompted me. I seen your face, and I know we spoke about this the other day. I haven't done it yet, so that's on my to-do list to implement this. But from the last fortnightly session where we ran the Blink digital business card, if you wanted to, you could create a little section in here where you can link in your digital publication. So my magazine's called Pulse, Property Pulse Publication. So you could link that into your digital business card as well. As we continue on through here, you can add in there your recently sold properties as well. So you can see my previous sold properties. There's the third feature, home, as well. Then it starts getting into some suburbs. Now, again, just a little notation, you'll need to confirm with Agents Library as to, what suburbs you're able to have in your publication, because obviously certain postcodes and areas are restricted to those access that, gain access to these reports firstly. But you can talk about these suburbs in my area. This is my core area, and these are surrounding suburbs where there's similar homes that obviously sell in those suburbs. And it just talks about, house median prices, unit median prices, the last 12-month change, average days on market, and the average rental return. Local area overview. So this talks about council regions. Okay. Now for me, guys, just to give you a bit of emphasis, you're probably looking at this thing. How long does this take to set up? Ken from the Agents Library just gave me the headings that I needed. ChatGPT is a wonderful resource, obviously, in today's world, right? But for me, in all honesty, it was about maybe an hour to an hour and a half in total of me to just get this Intel ready for Ken to actually then generate it. Once it's in there, you've got the master template. It's just then updated each and every month accordingly. You can support local businesses. So this is a great initiative. This is my local barbershop. Here's a good friend of mine who runs a roof restoration and replacement company. Here is some dear friends of mine who have started their own nail business as well, and a local sporting club and community that I'm actively involved in, but I also proudly sponsor. So you can connect them. Again, if you want to offset some of your costs, you could go to those businesses and say, hey, maybe for $200 per year, I can put you in a digital publication where your business or sporting club appears each and every month. You can offset some of that expenditure items. Again, it's just a QR code wanting to know the value of your property. And then it starts going into some hints and tips around, 24 things, simple things you can do to increase the value of your home, right? So again, this is all about giving valuable content without the whole, do you want an appraisal? Do you want a list? Do you want to sell, right? Just giving out good content that's invaluable with no expectations to your community. Here you can link in some testimonials from raving fans and clients of yours, factors that can affect your property. So we start to talk about little, key articles here again with a QR code that links back to you. Cooking, Tony, guilty as charged. That slow cooked lamb pie when I did a feature article on my social media page, which I'm going to show you how you can use a lot of this stuff to cross-pollinate blogs and on socials and so forth. But yeah, when I did a feature little post on this, mate, my mouth was watering most certainly. Oatmeal raisin cookies. I mean, who doesn't, love a little cooking recipe, right?
Tips to make as you're going through. So there's hyperlinks right through this magazine. You can hyperlink to everything and anything that you want to, so that there's, takes not just the content in the magazine, but takes you to the further content.
Absolutely. Yep, everything links back. Researching the comparable market analysis. Is property styling a good investment? Again, guys, girls, I didn't write these articles, right? Agents Library take care of this stuff for you. How to maintain a green lawn throughout the year. And then obviously at the end, it's yourself and QR code scanning back to you. So that's a publication, $400 per year plus 99 setup fee, $500 in total for a 12-month prospecting initiative to digitally be seen, known, recognized consistently with repetition in your core area. For me, Tony, it's a no-brainer, that decision. The other thing I'm going to point out, are you a business owner? Are you running an office? Have you got staff, salespeople? Well, guess what? Here at EXP, we run the exact same thing called Agents Pulse Publication. It's a monthly publication again. We actually provide it to our members and agents who are part of EXP, right? So maybe if you're a little business owner, you want to add some value and give back to your agents. We do a lot of celebrating success, sharing our good wins and news stories. It's all about our agents. Tony, I'm not going to take your thunder because this is your doing, mate. Do you want to just dive into this as I flick through the pages?
The magazine that we publish to our internal agent body every month is really all about them. And, if you are a director of a company, you might own 2 or 3 offices. Just to having an internal publication that celebrates, the success and things that happen in your office or your area. So you could do this as an office-based publication. We do it once a month. Gets fairly intense coming up with all the content once a month. You might do it quarterly, whatever it might be. But, just another way to communicate to all of your staff or your and then, as we talked with the first one, all of your BDA or your area, or and as we know these days, our areas can stretch internationally because of the way the internet works. So there's no limitation to what you can use this sort of publication for. But this is all about not so much the publication; it's about making you the source of it, and that you're providing all of that valuable content to that reader that is your prospect for a future listing, and that person then may share it with others. So, Chris will talk in a minute more about how he does that.
And I love it, Tony, because, you know, we all do a lot of stuff socially and digitally every month, right? And sometimes you don't realize what you've done throughout the month unless you reflect back, right? So what I love about this is it links in everything that we did in the previous month. So you can see here a lot of our training. This is the hyperlinking Tony was talking about. So if you're an office, a business owner, you've got staff, and you want to recap on the previous month's session or training that you did, you can link this in as a dovetail from the month that's been. Here is everything, and you can deliver it to your agents, because as you can see, when we click on the links, bang, it takes us to that training session. So everything is hyperlinked. But the main thing is we love this. Our agents love it because it's all about them celebrating their success, their wins, and their month that's been, most certainly. We do talk about high level stuff. So you get to meet some of our agents across the country. We talk about some conferences that are coming up, 5 reasons why EXP, some, again, AI tips as well. A lot of good intel that we share with our network of partnered agents to help them win and succeed in business as well. So again, 2 options here. You can run it as a transactional agent, or you can use it as a business tool to add value to your staff and your fellow agents in your office or environment. Cool. Now, what I'm going to also do is I'm just going to show you real quickly. Let me just log on here. So I know a lot of us, myself included, go, what do I post every day? What is there to put out there, right? Social media for some is a huge, powerful tool to generate future business. It's definitely great at minimum for branding and making your name, face be seen and known. But you'll see here on my social media page, rather than it just being for sale, sold, under offer, you can see some of those feature articles are now appearing on my feed. So factors affecting value has now become a post, which again, hyperlinks back to my digital publication. And again, this is just really about centralizing the branding to be about you, the agent, individually and independently, rather than more so pushing the consumer to the brand, right? You can see I've got new price release properties coming soon, videos, yes. But here you can see I've got the local business publication as well. So what I like, Tony, is it cross-pollinates, not just as a magazine online. You can use on socials, you can use on emails. I've even used it in SMS campaigns in my core area. It's on my website. There's a magnitude of different prospecting pillars that you can use this publication for, more than just one as a digital publication.
Just
here you can see
30 pages, of content to use on your socials constantly. So, just something we all crave, as well as like going through Chris's there, the new listings and things like that he obviously is posting for. But, it gives you a lot of content that you don't have to think about too much. For a lot of you, you're probably getting corporate content that you might be able to share and things like that. So it just adds more of a personal flavor to it.
That's right. And that's what this publication is really about, right? Rather than, 1,000 agents sharing the same corporate publication, this is making it about you, right? Connecting you, because when you take over a core area and you become synonymous and so well known, it's because of you, your name, your reputation, and acknowledgement of that. So that's really the emphasis of this digital publication. There's those beautiful spring sensational recipes there, Tony. But again, as Tony said, there's 30 pages, right? So if you're struggling to do 30 pages, 30 posts within a calendar month, well, guess what? That publication, it's there. It's ready to go each and every month for you. The other thing that I do, folks, is I use it at open inspection. So I'll just share with you a little bit of a display. These pull-up banners, folks, you can see they come from Officeworks. They're $22 for a standard one, or if you want gloss or matte black, as I've gone, it's $23.
Hang on.
Sorry, mate?
You're not sharing that. We're still on your Facebook page.
All right, let me just do this again.
So cool.
All right, can you see that now, mate?
Yeah, just double click the image.
Yep, you can see the publication, the pull-up banner, sorry.
Yeah, just open the image so we can see it large.
That's weird. It's opened on my screen. Hang on a sec.
You got to share that screen then.
Yep, let me just go here. There we go. Got it now?
Here we go. Yes, beautiful.
Beautiful. All right, so that's just my open inspection display, folks. These pull-up banners, as I was saying, are $22. They're A4 from Officeworks. If you get the gloss or matte black, as I've gone, it's an extra $1 per banner. So $23 times by 3. What's that, Tony? I was never good at maths in school, hence why I'm in real estate. About 70 odd bucks.
$9.
thereabouts.
Every
Yep.
other.
So
Just
you can
pause
see
on that.
here.
Just have a look at this display for an open, and I've done thousands of opens. I've never had an open where I've set up with that that impressive. You know, how much you say those little banners are? $20 from Officeworks.
$23 for the gloss, the
You know,
matte black that I've got from
that's
Officeworks.
incredible. Obviously, each QR code is going to what the banner is reading. So making an offer with that left-hand one, the Property Pulse publication, which we've been talking about this morning with the middle one, and then connecting with Chris with his Blink card with the right-hand one, property brochures at the bottom, lollies, drinks, flowers, impressive, very impressive. So I know a lot of you are probably doing some awesome opens that are very impressive, but I think this takes it to the next level with those banners, and certainly the content that's behind those QR codes is where, a lot of people are just going to get so much more value than having just visited you at an open. And as you know, a lot of people coming to opens are interviewing you to be their agent. So if your open looks like this, they want their open to look like that. You can back it in.
Yeah, great point, mate. Just a note on the flowers, guys. I've been doing this for quite some time. I'm all about the little 1%ers to stand out. So I've got a commercial arrangement with a local flower company. Each Friday, they hand deliver that bunch of flower of natives behind that you can see to my sellers with a handwritten note. It looks like it's handwritten, but it's actually printed on the card that says, "Hi, Tony. Incredibly excited for tomorrow. Looking forward to getting started. Can't wait to work hard for you and secure an exceptional result." So that gets delivered to my sellers every Friday. Look, it costs me $50 per listing delivered door to door. But again, quality, care, those little 1%ers that stand out.
We're not here to talk about EXP, but when you're keeping 75 to 100% of the commission, $50 is not so bad. So that's a small outlay for a big impact. They're getting that delivered to the home, so hopefully that display is just something to inspire agents that are about to go and do an open for inspection this Saturday. If it's Officeworks, it's obviously pretty quick, make it happen pretty fast.
Yep, absolutely. And then the last report that I'm going to drop out, share with you all today. And again, at the conclusion of this, I'm happy to share with you any of the stuff that we're sharing openly on these sessions for you all to find success in your core area and farm patches. This is the report that I've been doing for 10 years consistently. So it's an A3 trifold. Now, the reason it's A3 trifold, when I used to letterbox drop these myself 10 plus years ago, I broke my area up into 4 areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, and every Friday I'll drop each area. So area one Friday, the next Friday would be area 2, 3, 4, and so on. So I knew every 4 weeks each patch within my core area that was broken up was getting this community report. A3 trifold fits into every letterbox pretty easily, right? It's a 250 GSM, I think, or thereabouts printed. You've got the front page, which is always about always be branding you. We have this terminology that we say within our team and community, Tony, ABBY, always be branding you. So that's the front page. On the back page is a feature real estate article. Now, for me, every month, it's a feature video that I shoot on my phone. And again, this will be another future session we'll hold on Business by Design, how to teleprompt and script a video to then shooting on your phone to then editing it through CapCut, then to uploading it to YouTube and cross-pollinating to all your socials. But as you can see here, this feature article last month was about 5 compelling reasons why you should consider an EXP agent when selling your home. Again, it's a QR code that if the consumer scans it, it takes them to that video directly. And then on the rear folding page, I'm connected with a mortgage broker who every month does a beautiful digital newsletter that I get. Well, guess what? I link that monthly newsletter that he sends to me and I QR code it. So we're talking real estate and finance. And then on the inside is just what sold the previous month in that community, and then a QR code that scans them back to my Blink business card for those that weren't on last fortnight session. But this is my digital business card, so they can connect with me not just via phone or email, but they can book with me directly. They can head over to my website. They can connect and look at a free price update through a web form and landing page. But the main thing is there's a number of resources and options that they can tap into, not just the standard printed business card of a mobile and email address. So again, happy to share that, but that goes out each and every month to everybody in my 5110 community and the digital publication. That helps with efficiency and costs, obviously. Print And letterbox dropping it does get costly, but those two combined together, Tony, have been helping me sell 1 to 2 properties in my 5110 postcode for the last 10 years.
So this is it. We're going to share everything that was in the content today. The video will be shared anyway, so if you want to go back and go over a small section, please do. We're going to give you everything that we can possibly give all of our agents and every industry agent to help them be a success. So no secrets here. Nothing's hidden. It's all out there for all of you, and we will share all of those avenues to the magazine and different content that Chris has mentioned today.
Absolutely, and there's many faces on this screen that I know are doing this stuff, and I've shared it with them previously, but it's good to be able to collaborate and share it with all industry agents. Ken, if you're on the call, one of our members, Amal Pooney, has asked for your contact details, so I'll leave you to reach out to him, mate, regarding the publication. But again, Agents Library is who created that publication for me. Again, we'll send out follow-up from this live session today to everybody. But again, thank you for your attendance, folks. We want to keep these short, sharp, shiny, to the point, impactful. But until the next fortnightly Business by Design session where we come together to create industry success with intent. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you found value in this content. And Tony, can't wait to the next fortnightly session, mate. Pumped.
Thank you all. Great to see you here. See you in a fortnight.
Thanks, guys. Have a successful day and weekend. Let's go.
Adios. Cheers. A good chat.